There is a war happening in your garden right now. Millions of tiny soldiers clash in an invisible battle that determines whether you harvest abundance or watch your plants wither and die. And for decades, we chose the nuclear option. We carpet-bombed our gardens with synthetic chemicals, killing everything, friend and foe alike. We poisoned the soil. We contaminated our water. We eliminated the very creatures that had protected our crops for millennia, and we called it modern agriculture. But here is what the chemical companies never wanted you to know. The most effective pest control system ever developed was not engineered in a laboratory. It evolved over 400 million years. It is precise, it is self-sustaining, and it costs almost nothing. This is the story of how your grandmother's garden remedies are being validated by cutting-edge science, and how you can build an army of beneficial insects and organic sprays that will transform your garden into an impenetrable fortress against pests. Let us start with a simple truth. Not all insects are your enemy. In fact, the vast majority are either harmless or actively beneficial. When you spray broad-spectrum chemical pesticides, you eliminate approximately 97% beneficial insects, along with the 3% that are actually damaging your plants. You kill the predators and leave the pest populations to explode unchecked once they recover. Consider the ladybug. Coccinella septempunctata, the seven-spotted lady beetle, consumes approximately 5,000 aphids during its lifetime. A single ladybug, one adult, can devour 50 to 60 aphids per day. When you spray chemicals, you kill these voracious predators, and the aphid population bounces back within weeks, often worse than before. Researchers at the University of California documented this phenomenon repeatedly. Chemical intervention creates a cycle of dependency, where each application becomes less effective and more necessary. Now consider the alternative. A healthy garden ecosystem maintains its own balance. Predator populations rise and fall in response to pest populations. The system self-regulates. It requires no external inputs. It costs nothing to maintain. The lacewing Chrysoperla carnea demonstrates this principle beautifully. Its larvae are called aphid lions for good reason. A single lacewing larva consumes up to 200 aphids per week. They also prey on mites, thrips, whiteflies, and small caterpillars. Adult lacewings feed on nectar and pollen, meaning they require flowering plants to sustain their populations. Plant dill, fennel, yarrow, or cosmos near your vegetables, and you create habitat that keeps lacewings reproducing in your garden all season long. Ground beetles patrol your soil at night, hunting slugs, snails, and soil-dwelling larvae. A single ground beetle can consume its body weight in pests every night. Research from Oregon State University found that gardens with healthy ground beetle populations experienced 60% less damage from cutworms and root maggots than chemically treated plots. Parasitic wasps represent perhaps the most sophisticated pest control system in nature. Trichogramma wasps, barely visible to the naked eye, inject their eggs directly into pest moth eggs. The developing wasp larva consumes the host egg from within. These wasps can parasitize over 200 different pest species. Commercial growers release them by the millions, but they occur naturally in any garden that has not been sterilized by chemical sprays. So how do you attract and maintain these beneficial populations? The answer is simpler than you might expect. Stop killing them. Eliminate broad-spectrum pesticides. Plant diversity. Allow some flowering weeds. Tolerate small pest populations that serve as food sources for beneficial insects. A garden with zero visible pests is not a healthy garden. It is a dead ecosystem, incapable of defending itself. Now let us discuss what happens when pest populations do spike beyond acceptable levels, because they will occasionally. Even the healthiest ecosystems experience temporary imbalances. This is where targeted organic sprays become valuable tools. The key word is targeted. Unlike chemical pesticides that kill indiscriminately, Properly formulated organic sprays affect specific pest categories while leaving beneficial insects unharmed. Neem oil, extracted from Azadirachta indica, the neem tree of South Asia, represents one of the most researched and effective organic pesticides available. Its active compound, azadirachtin, disrupts insect hormone systems, preventing molting and reproduction. Applied as a foliar spray, it controls aphids, whiteflies, mealybugs, and spider mites. Research published in the Journal of Pest Science documented 70 to 90% reduction in aphid populations within 7 days of application. Here is the critical distinction. Neem primarily affects soft-bodied insects that consume treated plant tissue. Beneficial predators like ladybugs and lacewings, which eat the pests rather than the plants, receive minimal exposure. The compound also breaks down within days, leaving no persistent residue. To prepare neem spray at home, combine 2 teaspoons of cold-pressed neem oil with 1 teaspoon of liquid Castile soap in 1 gallon of warm water. The soap acts as an emulsifier, allowing the oil to mix with water. Shake thoroughly and apply in early morning or evening, never in direct sunlight. The oil can cause leaf burn in high temperatures. Garlic spray represents another remarkably effective option. Allicin, the compound responsible for garlic's pungent odor, acts as a powerful insect repellent. Studies at Washington State University demonstrated that garlic spray reduced aphid colonization by 65% and deterred Japanese beetles from feeding on treated plants. Preparation is straightforward. Blend 1 entire head of garlic with 2 cups of water. Let steep overnight. Strain through cheesecloth. Add 1 tablespoon of liquid soap and dilute with 1 gallon of water. Apply weekly as a preventive or daily during active infestations. Hot pepper spray works through capsaicin, which irritates insect nervous systems and deters feeding. Combine 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper with 1 quart of water and a few drops of dish soap. This spray is particularly effective against caterpillars, beetles, and other chewing insects. Soap spray kills soft-bodied insects through direct contact by dissolving their protective waxy coating. Use only pure Castile soap, never detergents with additives. 2 tablespoons per gallon of water creates an effective concentration. This spray must contact the insects directly and has no residual effect, making it very safe for beneficial populations. Diatomaceous earth, the fossilized remains of microscopic algae called diatoms, provides excellent control of crawling insects. The microcyte sharp edges puncture insect exoskeletons, causing dehydration. Apply around plant bases to control slugs, ants, and crawling beetles. It loses effectiveness when wet, so reapply after rain. Let me share a crucial principle that separates successful organic gardeners from frustrated ones. Prevention always outperforms intervention. A stressed plant attracts pests. A healthy plant resists them. Proper soil fertility, adequate water, appropriate spacing, and companion planting prevent most pest problems before they begin. Companion planting leverages centuries of observational knowledge. Basil planted near tomatoes repels aphids and whiteflies while attracting beneficial pollinators. Marigolds Tagates species release compounds from their roots that suppress nematodes, and their scent confuses pest insects searching for host plants. Researchers at Newcastle University documented 30% reduction in pest pressure on vegetables grown with marigold companions. The climate is changing. Chemical inputs are becoming more expensive. Pest populations are developing resistance faster than new products can be developed. Industrial agriculture faces a crisis of its own making. But in gardens around the world, a quiet revolution is taking root. Gardeners are rediscovering methods their great-grandparents considered common sense. They are rebuilding the living systems that protect plants without poisoning soil and water. You do not need a chemistry degree to grow healthy food. You need patience. You need observation. You need trust in systems that functioned perfectly for millions of years before we decided we knew better. The beneficial insects are waiting. They will return when you stop killing them. The organic sprays work because they are targeted, not total war. And your garden can become a thriving ecosystem where pest control happens automatically, invisibly, beautifully. The solutions exist. They are growing all around us. We just have to remember how to see them. Thanks for